Oh, yeah. Welcome to the show. What's up, everyone? Europe is a joke. Stop depending on the United States, man. And I came up with this topic because the Labour Party over in the UK is sending volunteers over, which, is illegal. But hey, they don't care about that. To help Kamala Harris's campaign. And what's up, China Doll? How are
Hi,
you doing?
I'm good. How you?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
And what do you mean they're helping her?
They're sending over volunteers to canvas people. And you know what? It's funny. A lot of people in the news said there was no election interference in 2020. But it turns out that there was an address where 5,200 ballots were sent and it was an empty parking lot. But hey, nobody's watching. And then Maricopa County, Arizona comes out and says it could take 10 to 12 days for results. Shut up, stupid. I have an article over on HarleyLiberty.com that talks about the Second Amendment might come into play because now even Joe Biden says we should have locked Trump up 5 years ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
What do you think about that?
Dude, why would he he's saying that what is it, like 14 days, 13 days or something before the before,
The election.
the
They know they're
election?
losing and they're going to try to lock him up. And I argue in that op-ed that I did, you're going to start it. That I think that's what they're looking for is the start of war, a civil war.
Well, it's starting to seem that way more and more every day.
Scumberg with all this voter fraud was national news yesterday. Guess what they're doing in your hometown?
Oh God, what?
Well, so much for early voting. Their scanner's broken, and they said, don't worry, we'll just put it in a box, and we'll make sure we scan them all tonight when everybody leaves. And I said, no, I'll come back another day.
That happened in Schaumburg.
Lovely. So glad.
I think they are projecting the cheat. What do you think?
Well, hey, you got that. Then you got the other one where, it was switching your votes on you, so yeah, it looks like a thieving kind of election.
I hope if he gets in, the first thing that they do, if they got a Republican Congress and they got a Republican Senate, is to pass a bill, paper ballots only, a national holiday for the election, no voting early. You vote on election day like it was intended, and you get the results the same day. And voter ID. Something needs to be done about this, but here is this lock 'em up video.
He is talking about doing away with the entire Department of Education. He's talking, he means it. This is not a joke. This is a guy who also wants to replace every civil servant, every single one. Thinks he has a right under the Supreme Court ruling on immunity to be able, if need be, if it was the case, to actually physically eliminate, shoot, kill someone who he believes to be a threat to him. I mean, so I know this sounds bizarre. It sounds like if I said this 5 years ago, you'd lock me up. We gotta lock him up.
That's one of the most corrupt presidents in the United States has ever had, with him and his family making millions upon millions of dollars off of his office as a VP. You had Hillary Clinton wipe out all kinds of emails on a server. These people are corrupt as they come, and they are using lawfare, as it's called, against him.
What is that?
Meaning, hey, we control the DOJ. Hey, DOJ, Merrick Garland, go over there and file a case against him. Get him locked up. It's stuff that third world countries do. Yeah, I'm agitated this morning. Go over and read my op-ed over on HarleyLiberty.com. And this is the kind of stuff that we're facing in this country right now. Now, besides the 5,200 ballots that were sent to one address and filled out, Tell me this ain't voter fraud.
You voted in the election in January of last year?
The presidential.
And did you register?
No, I wasn't registered either.
Are you registered now?
Oh, I never filled anything out. No.
Okay, then I can't see how you can vote because you're not registered.
Remember, I do remember him.
Okay.
Remember, we was allowing anyone to come in.
We was allowing anybody to come in, and they say,
Presidential.
Yeah, during the agenda, they just let us.
So
Okay. I'll let you fill out a ballot now. Whether or not it's going to be, they're going to count it, I don't know.
But I don't know if it works because I'm an
It
Irish.
does work.
But I'm an Irish citizen. I'm not.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you have some citizenship here?
With the work visa, yeah.
Listen, we'll let you do it. They'll figure that out.
The brand new one, yeah. There's no many new ones, just so you know.
What? He's not even a registered voter or a citizen of the United States.
And they're not allowed to give a ballot to somebody who's not a citizen. They did it anyway. This is rampant.
What in God's name?
This is what we're facing this year.
Sure, here's one for you.
And that was an undercover sting by Project Veritas. And now it's time to get worried because they're projecting everything that they're doing. They had a fake story. It's supposed to be the October surprise against Trump, where he was said that they made some disparaging comments about a service member he was going to pay for a funeral. And the families came out and said it's BS. They are nothing but propagandists. But that is what's happening around the country. They want this to happen, the powers that be. And if Trump actually gets in the office, I hope he freaking puts UK on blast. Because that follows me into my conversation now about how Europe is a joke. And I said it before. 2 world wars were over there and we got dragged into them. Now you got the thing with Ukraine happening. Let them fight their own stuff over there. They have caused nothing but problems in the last century for the United States. By God, we're paying for their security mostly through NATO. I'm like Trump. We don't need to be in it. Let them pay their own way.
Well, I've always questioned on why we get involved in other people's wars and battles when, we have our own country to protect and serve, right?
Well, look at what happened in the 60s. The French were the ones who started off fighting in Vietnam first. And of course, they got their, behinds handed to them. So we had to go in. Just like we had to go in during World War II to pull their ass out of that problem. Now, all of a sudden, you got a guy like Macron out saying, well, we should put troops on the ground in Ukraine and fight Russia. Are you stupid? Really, are you stupid? And you got this little would-be dictator, Zelensky. Well, if we're not in NATO, we're pursuing nuclear weapons. Honestly, I don't know why Putin hasn't released his army and squashed them like a bug. But how are you going to have people from the Labor Party come over to the United States and get involved in an election? I think enough's enough with Europe. Nothing but problems. Look at the UK. You can't even have free speech without getting thrown in jail, and we want to help that.
No. The whole thing is just makes a little bit of no sense, but yet, I'm tired of hearing about how we have to get involved with everybody's drama.
And that's all it is.
It's like, hey,
drama.
we're in high school.
Now, what is it with most of these countries in Europe go back 5 to 1,000 years, 500 to 1,000 years. All they do is fight each other. How many times did Britain and the France get into it?
Yeah, too many.
There is no need for us to even help them people over there.
And please, is there a reason behind the method to their madness on why we have to help these people?
Well, that's because you got neocons like Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney, and all these other idiots from the Unit Party. Oh, we got to stop this. We got to make sure we stop the Russians. Why don't you go out and fight them then? Why don't you go do it? But for us to continually be responsible when we have people living on the streets, have no health care, give billions of dollars to NATO, another 435 million to Ukraine, even though everybody's telling them, hey, we're tired of this, is unbelievable.
I got a question for you that just popped in my head. Since we're talking about like military and stuff like that, who was the last president that was actually in the military?
That was actually in it?
Yes. And I'm not talking because when they become president, they're the chief.
That was George Bush, I think it is. And George Bush was National Guard. His father was World War II. And then before that, I don't know if Reagan was. Ford or
okay,
Nixon,
so we're saying
JFK.
We're saying, okay, Obama, no.
I don't think he was.
Clinton, no.
I don't think he was.
Trump, no.
No.
Biden, definitely not.
Well,
why would somebody that has never been in the military have any sort of control over our military?
Well, that's because the founders made it to where the civilian leadership has the power over the military, and that I agree with. But at the same time, sending them into harm's way,
which happens all the time. I mean, come on.
I think there's like 40,000 military personnel over at the Middle East. Israel has just came out and said, yeah, we're not sharing our plans with the United States any damn more because of the leaks that they had. And, you know, to mention the leaks, here's what Trump said on that.
Bad thing happened today. You probably heard. Now, the press isn't covering it very much, which is just incredible. Possibly our Defense Department or somebody. Anyway, it was leaked. The entire military plan of Israel. The military plan. The plans they have at the highest level. It was leaked. Highly confidential information. It was leaked by somebody. They have no idea who did it. Can you imagine you're fighting a war and you have your Americans, Carlos, can you imagine anything like that? Did you hear this? You know, they leaked all the information about the way that Israel's going to fight and how they're going to fight and where they're going to go. And somebody, who did that? Can you imagine somebody doing that? That's the enemy. I guess that maybe is the enemy from within, as I talk about.
It was an enemy within, and they have narrowed it down to a senior person in the DOD that was right next to Lloyd Austin, who was an Iranian American. They released it. That's where we're at as a country with these people. You got activists in these positions that can cause people to die.
Didn't they technically reveal a name?
Yeah, they revealed who she was. I won't even give her the credit. I won't even say her name.
I was gonna say let's not put that name out there because of the fact that
I'm not gonna promote her.
I was gonna say that's just gonna promote her name and what she did. But what's funny is, to my understanding from what I was reading about her, she wasn't even a part of the system anymore, but still had all her clearances.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me with this administration.
I mean, that's kind of sad.
And going back, and we'll hit Europe in a second again. You heard him say that he should have Trump locked up, right?
Yeah, I did.
Well, guess what? A bombshell has just came out. That crap in Georgia. It was predetermined, and it was ran by the White House.
Georgia prosecutor in the Trump election meddling case testifies before the House Judiciary Committee. That's Nathan Wade, and he admitted he met with White House staff on several occasions while working on the investigation that was led by Fulton County DA Fani Willis. He also says he had to brush up on his knowledge of racketeering law. So that continued.
It was the White House the whole time doing this, New York. But you have these imbecile that actually support that party believing that he's an actual felon when it was a whole setup.
That's sad.
You should be terrified where this country is right now.
Oh, trust me, I am terrified. And, just listening to people, how they're talking when I'm like out in public or like at work or the grocery store even, because you can hear conversations there as well. It's like...
Have you actually ran into somebody that's supporting her?
Well, other than the incident from
last
weekend.
But have you actually heard anything behind the counter of people coming in talking about supporting her?
No, I haven't. I mean, I know somebody that lives near the houses that actually have the Harris lawn thingies in their lawns.
But they shut up around here.
Yeah, but so, speaking of the houses that have the Harris ones, the friend that I know, he decided that he was going to get a whole bunch of Trump lawn stand thingies, and he put them all over his yard, and he's like a couple doors down from all the people that have the Harris ones. And
but this is the stuff these Harris voters don't want to listen to.
No, because God forbid the lefties always have to be right.
And they never have any facts to sit on. But Europe is nothing but lefties.
Really?
That's all they are over there.
So they're going to come here, hang out with Harris, whatever. That's not legal, is it?
It's not supposed to be. But if I was Trump, I'd cut relations off with the UK until it's fixed. That's the stuff that causes problems. And I've always been one of them guys who do not believe in NATO. It should have been disbanded after the Soviet Union went down. And it's causing nothing but problems. One of the biggest reasons why that war is happening, because you do not put enemy forces on our border, is what Russia's saying. They didn't like it in 1960s during Cuba when they were going to put missiles there. But you're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Now you have all kinds of countries coming together. It's called BRICS, where they want to get off the US dollar. You got Saudi Arabia, who's supposedly an ally of ours, going to have war games with Iran. But we're supposed to have these people in charge? And then you got a French little president running around at the mouth. And they'll get their ass handed to them in one battle with them. They're not the best known fighters out there. But I'm really disappointed in the freaking UK, man. I really am. Unbelievable. And you know what? This guy is right.
Without a doubt, that the first day that we elect Mr. Donald J. Trump, our next president, the first day in office, I guarantee you he will solve half of the problems that we have. The most important, on November 5th, the election is not about you and us, it's about freedom and oppression, and this is the only man that I know that can handle that. This is the only man that has survived, for the grace of God, things that we can never imagine. And he gets up and he says, fight, fight, fight. I happen to be honored today.
That was at a Latino press conference down in Miami. I truly believe he's the only one that can fix all this. If she's elected, we're going to World War III. It's that simple. It's already there. You got China, who is already preparing for war. They're going to go after Taiwan if he loses.
And this country will be taken over by immigrants.
Just like Europe is right now. How do you guys in Europe even deal with that kind of stuff? Just let your leaders are just letting them in. How do you feel about that? But in the second, my article over on HarleyLiberty.com, I talk about, you know what? That's what happens when your countries take your guns away. Look what you're living through right now. You called the United States archaic because we have a Second Amendment? Hey, but we have a fighting chance. They didn't have a fighting chance over in Australia, and it's a known fact that they were making camps for COVID. Or you get thrown in jail because you make a funny meme or somebody that hurts somebody's feelings over in the UK.
Or what country is it? The lady, she's 95 and now she's in jail.
Germany. Because she lived through it.
Because she lived through the Holocaust? Come on.
It's unbelievable.
Stupid. It's like you're going in jail for the dumbest stuff.
But my question is, what does that say to us as Americans that fellow Americans believe in the crap that the left is pushing? Well, she's a woman and I'm a woman and I'm going to vote for her.
Well, woman, you're stupid.
At that point, it's like, damn, man, why did they pass that amendment where women can vote? That's stupid.
Ouch. That's mean.
Am I mean or am I being realistic? Somebody's going to vote because she's a woman? Do you know the problems that we're having
as a woman,
in this world?
As a woman, you should never depend on being a woman to vote for a woman, because you should comprehend and realize that there should not be a she as a president. I'm sorry. There should not be a woman president. I'm sorry. I don't.
That's
my opinion.
That's your opinion. But what do you think about the premise of somebody saying, well, I'm a woman, I'm just going to vote for her because she's a woman? Do they understand
They don't know what they're voting for.
They don't.
That's the problem.
And they don't know the seriousness of what's going on around this world right now.
No, they don't, because the people like that say, well, I'm going to do it because of this, because I'm a woman, or because my friends are doing it. Because you're too stupid and too ignorant to go do your due diligence and look up and do research and really come to the realization on why you're specifically voting for a person.
Now, Keith Hood, he's from Scotland, and I would like to ask you, Keith, about what I'm talking about here. What the hell happened to everybody over there? What happened to the UK? What happened in regards to a lot of the policies that are the immigrant situation over in Europe is worse than it is here in the United States? Why is it so woke over there now? And why do they expect the United States to come to their rescue every time they get into some crap? I think that's a legitimate question. Why should we be paying for their security when it's them that are thumbing their nose at Russia all the time? Why should we have to do that? Let's see here. Steve, I disagree. I believe they know damn well what they are voting for this time. They want to reset the country and take away all the values we currently have now. And you have to agree with that. They said, well, they don't agree with what values do you have in California or New York? And those that really don't know their history, New York has been a thorn in this country's side since even before the beginning of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Their representatives wanted to make peace with the king. They didn't want to go through with the Revolutionary War. That was New York. Read it. Nothing but a thorn in our side. And if you notice, all their leaders in the minority party even in the Senate are from New York or California. That's what we have to deal with. But they admitted it in front of Congress that they've been working with these criminal cases with the White House. When Trump gets in, I hope he freaking goes freaking ballistic on these people and finally clears out all the problems that we're having. And he said it the first time. His first mistake was that he hired people he shouldn't have in his first administration. We got a lot to worry about, guys.
You think? Hello. So, hey, let's talk about a little bit of karma, huh? I'm thinking Harvey Weinstein. You know, the disgrace to basically Hollywood. And he's fueled the Me Too movement. Well, guess what? He has been diagnosed with chronic myeloid, I think that's how you pronounce it, leukemia, which is basically cancer of the bone marrow. I don't know about you, but I kind of feel it's a little bit of karma. I don't wish this on anybody, but
maybe P. Diddy gets some karma.
Well, somebody needs some karma. But after what Harvey Weinstein did to all those women that started that whole Me Too thing, I guess you can say, it's got to happen to somebody. I mean, look at all the things that happened to him since he's been in prison. He had to have emergency heart surgery. Because he had a amount of fluid in his lungs and his heart, and he had to have that. And then in July, he was hospitalized for testing positive for COVID and double pneumonia.
Better him than me. What else we got?
I'm like, geesh. I'm sorry. Karma. Tennessee. This really busted my bubble. A promising Tennessee medical student was allegedly shot execution style at a cancer charity walk over the weekend by her ex-boyfriend. He drove up because she was sitting in her vehicle, and she was 22 years old. And she was sitting in her vehicle in a parking lot, getting ready to go enjoy this walk. And next thing you know it, a white Honda CRV fired 2 shots at her car. She managed to be able to get out of the vehicle and fell to the ground. And he came up and stood over her and shot her in the head.
People are sick nowadays.
Execution style. So he let them on a huge police chase. Like at high speeds and everything, and guess what? They caught him.
Well, good.
They caught him. He is right now in jail, awaiting everything, and yeah, it's all because he didn't like being broke up with.
Oh man. Anyway, the new book, Brotherhood and Betrayal, is over on Amazon. Make sure you go get your copy. We'll be right back.
Is an in-depth look at the trials and tribulations of street gang and motorcycle club life. This isn't the run-of-the-mill book that doesn't give the goods. This book will go into detail of events that actually happened. All materials in this book have been approved by those involved. There is nothing poetic, nor is there any price worth paying for the life we choose to live on the streets. James Hollywood Machikari, Brotherhood and Betrayal.
Make sure you go get that, and also make sure you go over on X and Rumble, baby, and go ahead and follow us over there for Free Speech Saturdays. We got new designs going up all over the place for the Madhouse show, and we're really enjoying this. And also HarleyLiberty.com, you'll see personal op-ed articles from me over there. But this is really what is happening in Michigan right now. You know how the auto workers say that Donald Trump is just, well, actually not the workers, but their bosses are saying that Trump is bad man, orange man bad. This is what the workers have to say.
Macomb County, Michigan. These suburbs just north of Detroit are a blue-collar bellwether. Joseph Knowles about to send a message, about to defy his union leadership, about to vote Republican for president for the first time, about to vote for Donald Trump.
And at this point now, I'm desperate. So I'm willing to try anything right now to make sure that I can fulfill my responsibility and to take care of my wife and kids. That's all I care about.
Knowles is a union auto worker, one of 1,100 just laid off by Stellantis, the parent company of Chrysler Jeep. He blames corporate greed the most, but doesn't stop there.
The second blame, I will put it on Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. Why? Because of the EV mandates. I thought the Democratic Party was for the working class, people, the average Joe like me. That's what I thought.
There are more American auto jobs now than at any point of the Trump presidency. But auto workers supporting Trump here echo his attacks on Biden's clean energy incentives and his claim illegal immigrants are to blame.
They just lied right there. There's more auto jobs than ever under Biden is BS. We happen to live 20 minutes away from the Belvedere plant. It's closed.
It's been
for years. And here's this guy talking about EV mandates and how 1,100 more people were just laid off. Do you see what they just did there? Well, there's more jobs under Biden. No, there isn't. Don't lie.
They're so not.
You see the after effects of it because we had a lot of people that lived around here that worked there.
Oh, yeah. A lot of them basically were forced to retire because of the fact that the plant doesn't have any signs of reopening.
No, it doesn't.
So people got a lot of pension packets, I guess you can say.
And when they bring up corporate greed, you don't even want to get me going with the UAW. We go back and forth all the time on X. It's your outlandish demands that drive these businesses to open up plants in Mexico and overseas. They're outlandish demands. As a business owner, I'd never do it.
Well, there's going to be plenty of jobs overseas for those that, you know, build cars, motorcycles, and whatever, because that's where they're shipping all the manufacturing plants.
And add on to the fact that, hey, let's just let every illegal in to take the job.
Yeah, because they could pay them less.
I think there's kind of an awakening, and I think it is starting to really show among the black community where they're getting, well, you know, black men anyway, that are saying, no, this ain't happening, man. We see what's the problem. But here's a man out of work telling you why he's out of work, and you have CNN over there saying there was more jobs under Biden than Trump. That's the problem with people, is they don't do their research. Try to tell a guy like that who, you know, don't have a job that there's more jobs under Biden.
No,
but we have a whole plant sitting over here empty.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the GM plant in Janesville got closed.
Mhm.
But the workers from GM want to go on strike. I say, you know what? Let the jobs go overseas because you're knuckleheads. That's what you are. Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe that fast food workers should make $18, $19, $20 an hour?
No.
They can't even get their orders right first.
Really, because these burgers they're getting are coming frozen. Okay. And I don't know how many times I've seen these people warm these up in a microwave. That's hard.
So you don't think they deserve that kind of money, and I don't either.
No, I don't, because I think they should pay people that deal more with, I don't know, like gas stations or not fast food.
Fast food, I think, was an entry-level job.
Fast food's supposed to be something where you go when you're like 15, 16 in high school and just doing it to get extra cash. But
Now-
it's like these people are getting paid anywhere from 18 to 20 something dollars an hour. And it's like there's people that work other jobs that are doing 10 times the amount of work that don't even make that 18.
And I completely agree there. And I do not know the logic of these union bosses. You know, it is 2024 and a lot of jobs are being automation now with the robots. Keep on pushing, man. Just like the longshoremen. You'd have run an entire freaking dock with robots. But you're going to keep on pushing these companies where they're going to say, you know, if I was the head of GM, I say go strike, I'll hire a bunch of scabs. That's what I would do. You're there. I wouldn't have no stock if I were you guys in anything automotive related. You're just going to lose your money. You're just going to lose it. It does. It does. It gets me upset when I talk about union stuff because I see the damage that they're actually doing to their workers because their workers will not freaking elect people. It's just like this country. They won't elect people that are actually good. You got your union bosses living in $7 million mansions while you're out of a job. How do you feel? And they got these union members so brainwashed to vote Democrat. Go over to UAW's thing on X and just look at them. I could never put my future, my family's well-being into a union where I would have to worry about having a job all the time. How's that $40 an hour working out for the union workers right now that don't have a job?
Not working too well, huh?
Not working at all. You might have got 40 while you were working.
You ain't gonna get that,
but
when
you
you're
ain't
not.
getting it now.
Mm-mm.
That's just like the people around here.
You only get it per percentage of that money.
They got no jobs. The plant's closed. They're not going to reopen that.
I mean, there's a lot of other places that are hiring, but the reason why people don't want to go anywhere else that worked at the plant is because they know they're not going to make the same dollar amount an hour that they made at the plant at another job.
And let's just be real. Stellantis, the owner of Chrysler, only bought it for the Jeep brand. Everything else other than Jeep sucks at Chrysler. I wouldn't buy a Chrysler. That is the only thing that's good is a Jeep that comes out of that company. It's messed up, man. I'm telling you. UAW workers in many cases make less today than they did 20 years ago. I don't want to hear that. UAWs don't make no money. Yeah, you can adjust for inflation and stuff, but they're the ones that are marking their own graves, these unions. The longshoremen, same thing. You know, if I was a business owner and I could throw a robot in there for your job, I would. I don't have to pay you these extraordinary salaries. I don't have to pay these benefits. None of that stuff. I'd throw a robot there in a heartbeat. And that's just because you negotiate in bad faith. Straight up, you negotiate in bad faith, man. Why, again, you have your bosses out there living in mansions.
Yeah.
But people are starting to wake up, and you know what's even better is black men are starting to wake up to this. Listen to one of these pastors, what he had to say.
To exterminate the Negro population, Margaret Sanger, founder of Planned Parenthood, Hillary Clinton did say, I admire Margaret Sanger. Enormously, not a little bit, enormously. That's right. No politician would get my vote nor my support if they would have said, I admire Margaret Sanger. The woman who said, our goal is the extermination of the Negro race. What kind of...
That is true. She did say that of the founder of Planned Parenthood. But every Democrat out there, they love her. So how do you put the two together? How would you support somebody that supported your extermination? I don't understand that. I really don't.
So the Planned Parenthood person,
Margaret Sanger,
said
that her whole goal was to exterminate the black race.
Who is she to say that?
She's the one who founded Planned Parenthood. All the abortions.
It ain't her. I don't even want to get involved in that conversation. She has no right to say anything about anything.
She's dead, but she was the founder, but we're giving them millions of dollars at Planned Parenthood.
You know,
people are starting to wake up to the fact. I don't know if it's soon enough.
I don't think so. I think it's actually a day late and a dollar short.
And it's a day late, dollar short, what you just said, as far as the unions, too. And I guess going back to the Europe is a joke, our listener from Scotland said, yeah, the problem is France is letting everybody in.
Kind of like the U.S.
And that's why they're having a lot of problems in Europe. So what do you do over in Europe to fix this? You're the ones in the UK that had a party that was actually, it's called the Conservative Party, doing something right. You're the ones who elected this Labour Party in. So you get what you deserve. You get what you deserve. Don't cry about it. Don't cry about, well, they're throwing us in jail. Don't cry. You did it. You did it. And for those that are voting for Kamala, all her Democratic buddies believe in what Margaret Sanger had to say.
Commander Bell said Planned Parenthood founded by white supremacy. The founder attended KKK meetings.
So let me ask you, Commander, how do you feel about them looking up to her? Where is the explanation of why there's continued support for them people among the black community? I want to know. You know, I'd ask BD, but he's too busy spewing CNN crap instead of facts. It's at that point where you're like, yeah, don't even try to argue with them. There's no freaking facts. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? Why? I want to know why. You would support somebody that wanted to wipe you out.
This is...
And I guess Kamala was off the trail yesterday and Trump ripped her.
Everything. And I was going to hit her really hard on the trail today, but now I don't have to because she's off. She's off. No, I can't get over it. Who the hell takes off? We have 14 days left. And she'll take a couple of more days off, too. You know why? She's lazy as hell, and she's got that reputation. She's a radical left lunatic. She's further left than Bernie Sanders or Pocahontas. Now, Pocahontas, because I think, is Pocahontas further left than Bernie? Just about, right? It's close. It's close. Who the hell cares, right? Rick says, I don't know. But they're out there. But she's furthest left. We can't have a person. She's a Marxist.
What were you going to say before that came on?
No, that I don't even know. It wasn't important, obviously. Oh my God, that's funny.
That's why people like him, is because he says what he means. And that's why a lot of, working class men look up to him, because he does say what he means. You cannot tell me he's not for, black people, especially black men. He has multiple, he has kids from multiple wives. He's been shot, and he has 34 felonies.
Who?
Trump. He's black as they come.
I can't believe you just said that.
What?
He's got multiple babies.
He's got kids from multiple wives. He's got 34 felonies.
Dude, he's gonna fit
and he's
right
got
in.
shot. He's got shot.
You shot once and shot at. Oh man, he is.
You can't get any blacker than that.
He is pretty black.
Moment of levity right here.
Commander Bell, those who support Planned Parenthood are slaves. There's Planned Parenthood in black community.
Well, there is.
There's Planned Parenthoods everywhere.
There, you know what? The side of abortion that it won't talk about. Huh?
I still can't get over what we just said. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was meant for fun.
Oh my God. That was so wrong. He's not black, he's orange. Leave him alone.
Yeah, I did see that XS 650. It was found in a storm drain. But Mike says all I can do is highlight the lunacy and let the audience decipher. I hope I represent our side to the best I possibly can. And that's what we could do, is put it out there and see if actually the facts resonate with people. But I don't know. I can't see how anybody pulls a lever for her or votes for her after, I know it's hard with propaganda to push through the crap, but if you go to multiple sources, you could. You know what I mean?
You want to hear something stupid?
What?
I was sitting here and we're talking, and all of a sudden in my head, I just visualized being on an elevator, and Harris goes to get on the elevator because it stopped at a floor. And I look at her and I get off the elevator and take the stairs. I don't know. That's just what I pictured. I don't know why. Yeah, no, I'm stupid. I wouldn't want to be trapped in an elevator with her.
Now, you know what? That would be a great topic there, Blair. Great ass topic. And maybe we'll do that Friday.
What is it?
That is why they made the welfare state, to break the black family up and create the prison state. My God, is that a good title? Don't you agree?
You won't be here Friday.
I'll be here Friday. I won't be here tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Dumbass.
Friday's a different time.
But don't you think that's a good title?
Yeah.
And you got that right, Barbie, over on Rumble. Low information voter.
There's a lot of them out there.
There's a ton of those, man.
There's a ton of them.
That's what's scary.
My thing is in Illinois, I really hope that the rest of the state can outvote Chicago.
No, I don't.
But I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening.
I don't think it's going to happen.
But it would be something of entertaining.
And that's what the sad part is, because most of them voters on the south and west side live through, you know what? Let's be honest. It's third world conditions over there. And like I said before, Chicago is the most segregated city in the country, but you know, you have to actually live here to know that. But that is right. Low information voters. And that's what they depend on.
Mm-hmm.
Do they or do they not depend on that? Low information voters.
Yeah, they depend on it because they're gonna get their vote by people that don't have a clue. They're not doing their research. They're not following the election at all. They're just sitting there. Oh, well, she's a girl.
I'm going to vote for the girl.
I'm going to vote for the girl.
But do you know what voting for that girl is going to do to you when it's time to face off against China and Russia? You're going to be in a very bad spot. She can't even handle hardcore interviews. The one after Brett Baier, it is rumored that she went into the green room crying. You want that as a president? Are you serious? No, thank you. I want a president where everyone around the world is going to tremble because they don't know what he's going to do. And I don't want a president that has people working in the Department of Defense releasing war plans of an ally. Mustang over at Rumble. It is very ironic how most people who are all pro-abortion are sluts in the alphabet community who can't get pregnant to begin with. I agree 1,000% on that. Do you ever notice that?
Well, a lot of them that are.
You can always tell a liberal woman with a conservative. The conservative women are hot as hell.
Oh my God, here we go. Dude, that's not nice.
I don't care if it's not nice. It's the truth.
How is it the truth?
Have you seen some of these people? But they look like a thumb. Like Matt Gaetz said, nobody wants to impregnate you.
Stop it.
No, you should be upset about what's going on.
I am upset, but it doesn't mean that all liberal women are ugly. God, that's not nice.
I'm going to do a comparison.
Yeah,
on the
okay,
next
then
show.
put your daughter up on the screen.
She ain't that hardcore liberal.
Dude, she refuses to go into one of the restaurants in the town that she works in because they support Trump.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? What Bag Lady just said. Bag Lady Barbie. It is if the black population is under a spell of self-destruction. Wow, that's like monumental right there. Don't you agree?
That's pretty intense.
That is pretty intense.
But if you think about the big picture, not all the black population's voting for Harris.
Huh?
Not all the black population's voting for Harris.
No, black men, I think, are the ones waking up.
The black men have come to the conclusion that she's just going to drag everybody down into hell.
No, they're seeing that their economic status is bad. They're seeing they're being used, and they're saying enough's enough. That's what I think they're starting to see right now. They see every 2 and 4 years, all that they're wanted for is their votes. Other than that, what has really changed on the south side, west side of Chicago in the last 50 years? Nothing. Nothing has changed.
Jaeger, she ain't black. No, our daughter's not black. No, she's not.
Actually, Steve, they won't tell you Trump's position. He believes after 15 weeks that the baby is now viable. But before 15 weeks, and you're not going to tell me that a woman don't know she's pregnant for 15 weeks.
There's some women that claim they had no idea they were pregnant through their whole
Do you
entire
believe that?
pregnancy.
Do you believe that?
To be honest, no, I don't. I didn't know the first 3 months that I was pregnant with our daughter because, you know.
But when a baby's kicking inside the stomach, you don't know you're pregnant?
Well, if they're bigger women, they probably won't notice. Like, yeah, bigger women. They won't notice. Just saying. No, she doesn't. Does she have a picture of Biden in her house? No, she doesn't. She's actually not voting this year.
Wow. Why?
Something happened at the place where she goes to vote at, and her information's gone.
Well, then she can fix it.
Yeah, a little too late though.
No, it ain't too late.
They're saying she's pretty much not registered to vote there.
Unbelievable.
So she can't vote.
I get that. I'm looking about, and you know what? The Republican Party is a bunch of idiots when it comes to this one. You know, you got people like Pence and all these ultra liberal supposed conservatives that say, abortion should be illegal. Shut up, stupid. That's the reason why we lose everything. It's because you're stupid. Really, man. But what else we got here? Oh, final thing here. Laura Loomer is going after Bill Maher like she should. That's and she, you know, it's called You're Getting Loomered with her because she brings the facts.
I'm announcing today a $150 million plus with punitive damage lawsuit against Bill Maher, the so-called political pundit on Home Box Office, who defamed my client, Laura Loomer, accusing her of having an adulterous relationship with Donald Trump. Not just Maher, not just Hollywood HBO, but the lawyers who represent them, Davis, Wright, Tremaine, are anti-Trump haters. In fact, when we asked for a retraction, the lawyers responded threatening Laura Loomer. This is despicable conduct. It's defamatory conduct. It cannot be permitted in a civilized society. And these Trump haters used Laura Loomer to try to get to President Trump during this election period. It's election interference. But quite apart from that, her reputation has been damaged. She's been put at risk. She's been threatened, and we will not tolerate it. So we filed a lawsuit in Sumter County, Florida, where she ran for public office as a congresswoman. This is an important case. We cannot allow this to continue to happen. And ironically, I have taken on this law firm many times in the past. And this time, we will prevail big time. And we will.
That's the one that they said was having an affair with Donald Trump. And it's about time people start throwing it at him. People are sick of these Hollywood elites, man. Let me tell you. They can't stand them. They just say whatever they want, but they want to censor us. But recapping with what's all going on in this world, Europe, deal with your own crap. That's what I say. Deal with your own crap. Am I right?
Stay on your side. Stay on your side of the garage. Nobody wants you to come outside and play. Just stay there. God.
Rock on.